Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today is the 4th of March 2013 and today I'm in the ENT department at Llatzer Hospital. And today I'm going to interview Dr Jose Ramon Secades, an ENT consultant at Llatzer Hospital. Good morning, Jose Ramon.
Good morning, John.
Now, before we begin with the interview, I'd like you to explain to me and to the audience a little bit about yourself, please.
Well, I know myself. I don't know.
Where you come from?
I was born in Madrid a lot of years ago, and I did all my period as a student in Madrid too, and then I moved to Canary Island, then to Malaga, and then I finished working in Mallorca almost for the last more than 20 years, I don't remember.
So traveling around a lot?
Yes, a little bit, yeah.
And is this traveling around a part of your personality, do you think?
Yes, I love traveling a lot, not just in short period of travel, but I enjoy living in different parts, and I think this is a very enjoyable experience to go to different places for living.
An ENT specialist, why did you study to become an ENT specialist? What reason brought you into otolaryngology?
Why? Well, perhaps it is a little bit not a nice history, but one of my older sons is doctor too, and he told me that the best specialty in that moment, when I finished my time in university, was to do a specialty, a surgical and medical specialty. So I decided to be an ophthalmologist or an ENT specialist, or because I wanted to be a traumatologist, but in the last minute I decided to go to ENT. Okay. So it's not a real experience like something that I would.
Like a magical moment. Yes. You're going to be ENT. No, it's something very more mundane, no?
Yeah.
And are you happy with the choice you chose?
Yes. I think that the idea was very good, because to be just a medical, just a surgeon, perhaps has an advantage, of course, but perhaps it's better to enjoy the both phase of the medical
experience. For a long time you were head of the department in Llatzer Hospital. Can you tell me a little bit about the things you enjoyed about being the head of the department and the things that you enjoyed less, to say it in a more politically correct way?
Well, I think the experience in Llatzer was a little bit special, because the opportunity to be in the new hospital born. I think that this is a unique opportunity in the life, or in a lot of lives together, because and I think that this was the better to become from zero
to be from the beginning, at the birth of the hospital.
Yes. And
the frustrations?
Well, I think every work or every position is plenty of frustration too. Yeah. But perhaps to be I don't know exactly what can how can we call this, but to be the voice of a lot of people, the problems of the relationship between the people, and this is the most frustrating.
But I would have thought that this is one of your strong points as well, no?
I don't know. Well,
managing people is
but obviously the people that was working with me were fantastic, and they are now
still are fantastic. They haven't changed. The same people.
I think it's a general
a general problem.
Yeah.
I would like to now change a little bit, because you spent 3 or 4 years, 3 years in the NHS in England, and this, for me and for the audience, I think is a very interesting thing that you did, no? And I'd like to hear a little bit about your experiences in the National Health Service in England.
Well, it was not 3 or 4, it was just 2 years, because I was 4 years outside the hospital, but I was 2 years sailing and 2 years working at the NHS. Well, I think it's very interesting. I think that knowing another system, perhaps the hospital system of the NHS is very similar to the Spanish, difference obviously, but it's probably one of most similar in Europe, or in more than the American or places, similar to Spanish system. But obviously to know another way to work is
this is very enriching. Enriching.
Very enriching. And I think just to enjoy these differences and to feel how you have to adapt to different situations. I think this is the most interesting.
Differences, are the big differences between the way things run, or in education, or in... Is there anything that you could highlight, pinpoint, which were very different, and that you thought, this is interesting, the different way things are done?
I think that the most important difference, perhaps, between I'm speaking about the hospital.
Yeah, obviously.
We can speak about all the NHS system, but I am going to speak about our specialty, and I think that the most important difference is that we can perhaps say that the responsibility. Every specialist in the NHS system has the total responsibility of his work, and try to do everything according with this principle. Perhaps in Spain we are used to put part of our responsibility in the team, or perhaps in the hospital, or perhaps in the department, or in the department boss, or there are more independent. The consultants are more independent, and in the other hand, they are. On the other hand, they are very responsible with his role as consultant.
Okay.
I think this is the best or the big difference.
The biggest difference. The biggest difference. And now we're living through very bad times, and now a lot of the residents who finish a residency in Spain have difficulties finding jobs in Spain. Would you advise them to go further afield and maybe look for possible jobs in another country, in the UK, in America, or what's your opinion on this?
Of course. Yeah, I think it's very interesting to try to go to other places. Trying to get time for information, not just for working. Perhaps it would be interesting to start going outside or going abroad before finish the specialty.
Yeah, during the time, during the residence,
specialty,
yeah.
During the residence, to get better possibilities, and when finishing, to go to other places, because advising is try to go outside for a while, and then come back when they have a good time of experience, and perhaps
come back different. No, you come back different. Obviously, if you spend time, you come back different. Change in certain.
And perhaps after a couple of years, opportunities will be better here.
We hope so. We hope that things will get better here. From a long time ago, you've been in favour of what I've been trying to do in the medical service. And do you think that English should be an essential requirement for medical school or for the residency, or do you think
absolutely,
English should?
Absolutely. I think it must be teach them in the universities, in the faculties of medicine faculties, and obviously the best way was would be start when child,
as young as
from the childhood. But obviously during the university must be a very important matter in the faculties, and obviously try to get as much all the opportunities to speak and to learn English.
Like you have.
Well, I started too late.
I disagree. I think your English level is very good, and but now I'd like to change the tack a little bit, and I use that expression for a particular reason, because sometimes I'm not sure whether to call you a doctor or a captain of a seaboat. I don't know which role in your life you prefer, how important they both are. Can you tell us a little bit about your seafaring experiences?
Both are important, obviously, but be a captain, don't get food for you and your family, and medicine, yes. This is the first difference. But I enjoy a lot going to the sea and enjoying the perhaps it's not just the sea, it's the kind of life that you can do when you are in your boat and going different.
There's no bosses there. You're the boss.
Yeah,
you're the boss, the master of your destiny.
The weather is the boss.
Weather is the boss. William Carlos Williams is a very interesting writer, poet, and pediatrician, and one of the most famous combinations of physician and writers, said something very interesting. He said that his writing helped his medical work, and his medical work helped his writing. Is this the same with you and sailing and medicine? Is there a same interrelationship? Is there any way that they help each other?
Yes, obviously. I think that every experience that you have in your life helps for the rest of the things you do. But perhaps sailing for offshore gives you capacity to how can I explain to focus different problems in a different way than you usually could do if you just stay every time in the same place or seeing the things in the same way. So perhaps
you have a different perspective, no?
Yes, and obviously, be a doctor is very important if you want to go offshore, because you feel very confident about your security, your safety, or the safety of all the crew. So
I remember you saying a few years ago that you could tell when the surgeon had lost the ability to operate, because if you saw him driving, the driving was a good test. No?
Yeah.
Maybe the same with sailing. when you're in control of the boat, you're still in control of the operations.
yes, perhaps control yourself too.
Yes. Jose Ramon, it's been a great pleasure speaking to you as always, and thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.